can't, it's stuck. This is the gel bleed of why so many women get sick. It sticks to plastic, and they're plastic. We're all talking about not putting plastic on or in and around our bodies because BPA is a xenoestrogen, and it spikes up estrogen levels in our body. And estrogen is the thing that grows cancer, it grows tumors, it grows cysts, it grows fibroids, and it causes a lot of depression, and it changes like our gender orientation. It causes a lot of problems. So plastic titties inside of us all the time, estrogen dominance, and all the other associated diseases. It's just nuts. You know what it feels like to open up the bag of your own toxic titties, you know, that come out of this biohazard bag. Biohazard! Do not put this in your body, whatever you do. Hey, what's going on, warriors? Diane here, creator of Cleanse, Heal, Ignite, Treat Your Body Right, and the founder of DianeKaiser.com. Okay, I have been waiting for this moment since Tuesday, Titty Tuesday, and it's Thursday now, 2 days later, so I just haven't had time to do it because we've been launching our TITS Method program, which stands for helping women remove the obstacles that stand in her way of being her breast self. Those obstacles being toxicity, infection, trauma, and shame, and helping to support women who are going through the explant journey and understanding that their breast implants are probably destroying their body if they have symptoms, and exploring really, is it the implants? And if it is the implants, can I have boobies that are naturally as nice as these ones? This is like my week 2 of the revealing of my breast implants. So I gotta say that this whole rebuilding process has been amazing, and feeling my new breasts and feeling my new body and feeling my new soul and heart, it's been incredible. Far greater than anything I could have ever imagined. My ability to connect to other people and my energy levels and just my stress levels. I want to share with you guys something today that I'm only going to ever be able to do one time. And I thought it'd be really special to do this in the presence of my friends who've been following me and supporting me and who are really going to get a thrill out of this. Like I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay. So of course, if this video inspires you, if you know women who are going through maybe some breast implant illness or who have breast implants and may not have any clue of the 3 things I'm going to share with you guys today that are hot off the press from the FDA and the surgeons' clinics. So this hasn't even been shared anywhere. So I'm super excited to share it with you guys. And I feel super privileged that I was privy enough to be blessed with this knowledge. It's so cool that I'm like, oh my God, of all people, I got to hear this hot off the press stuff that will soon be like headline news. My doctor told me about it. So of course he knows that I'm going to share it with you guys because I'm a big voice for this. So Tina, yay, I'm free, Tina. I know I'm free. I'm free. My heart is like so free. It feels so good. And I feel like literally before I wore this top, it looked like I was wearing a freaking curtain. And now I'm like, oh, I can wear this top. That's why I wore it tonight. Because it looks like it just rolls off my shoulder and I feel like sexy and sweet and sensual and small again. It's so great. Hi, Grace. Thank you, sister. Okay, so here we go. Hi, Sabrina. Good to see you, sister. Here we go. The first thing I want to share with you guys, this is so exciting. I've never been so excited doing a Facebook Live. I wish you guys were like all here with me and you can hug me in my new boobs and feel my new boobs. Because Grace, I know you want to feel my new boobs, girl. I know you want to feel them because they're great and they're amazing and they don't hurt as bad anymore. And they're real. They're my own tissues. Here we go. So I went to my second post-op appointment with my surgeon and I learned 2 things. The third thing I'm going to share with you guys right now, I'm going to share with you the other 2 things that I learned that all women are going to be blown away about when it comes to breast implants. But first I want to show you this. Okay. So after my appointment and he changed the tape and stuff. And for those of you guys who are watching, you have no idea what I'm talking about. I had my breast implants removed that I had inside of me for almost 10 years. 2 weeks ago. And it's incredible that I feel as amazing as I do. The doctors are like, how do you like look like you haven't even been beat up? Like I barely have any bruising. I feel amazing. And I'm like, well, it's because I'm doing my own TITS method that I'm teaching to women now to recover very fast. Hi, Colleen. Good to see you, sister. Yeah, you guys can grab my boobs through the video. You can grab my boobs. So here we go. So I went over to across the street, which is where the surgeon center at Hoag Hospital, where I had my breast implants removed, and I had to give them my ID, and in exchange, they handed me my breast implants check this out. Yeah, this only, oh, Barry, no, come on, you can grab the screen. Let's be real here. This is like, guys got to know that this is the new sexy. Yeah, I'm telling you that all the doctors I talk to, they're like, every time dudes come into these sessions, so their husbands or boyfriends or whatever, they're like, I like the natural her better. And it's so crazy that all these women, me included, were duped into thinking that this is what the men wanted, is these like gigantic fake tits. And most men are like, I like natural. So, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, you know, and I'm not judging here, but I've been both. So it's like to each their own, right? But is it really worth it to like be super sick just to get attention that really is not what men like, if that's what it's all for? Anyway, let me show you guys what I did. I picked this up. Yeah, men like small titties mostly, you know, unless they had like a mom maybe that had some big ones or something. Hi, Mark. Okay, here we go. Mark, you got to stick around for this. I showed you this earlier. I think I showed this earlier. Okay, so here we go. So the chick walks up to me. She's like, are you Diane Kaiser? And she hands me this bag, and I'm like, and I like almost fell over and died. All right. So I'm like, these are my breast implants? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, what the, how did this is what I had over my heart chakra for 10 years. So check this out. All right. Ready? Here they are. My camera's all like tripping out about blurry. Here they are. Look how big these things are. Look, like, you know, they always say, oh, a handful is great. Like, this is bigger than a handful. And I want to show you guys how much these weigh. So first of all, note the kind of bag that they are in. So I'm opening this for the first time. I'm so excited. Look at the bag that they are in. I'm not sure if this is reading forward or backwards. You guys, Barry, you're always good about telling me this. Is it reading forward and backwards, right? Biohazard. Does this say anything to anyone? These are biohazard materials that we put in our body. And there's been 0 studies on this to prove that they are safe for our body. They say biohazard. Okay. So anyway, this is my first time I'm touching my old tits. I know, right, Colleen? Super crazy. So, all right, I'm reaching in here, and I've seen a lot of these videos where these women reach in and it feels like super sticky. Let's see if that's, all right, yeah, you can see. Ready? So I'm pulling, I'm trying to make sure you guys can see this because this isn't gonna go into my documentary. Okay, do you see how it's like sticking to the bag? Listen. All right, here's my boobs. Look at this thing. Looks like a big, huge jellyfish. Okay, so this was my boob. This is how big this thing was. So I know, right, Barry? So like, let me just like put this in my bra so you can see how, oh my God, this is crazy. If anybody really is thinking about getting breast implants, I highly recommend that you either come over to my house and borrow mine and go walk around all day, all week with these things, or get some from a surgeon or something. Look at this. This is my old breast. Look at this, crazy. What is this? This is the old me. What? Look at this. Look at the difference. Wow. Huh. Okay, so then this is the new me with all that extra weight. Were you bench pressing more than you knew? Huh, no, Barry. Actually, I'm going to talk about that next. So, Colleen, seriously, it is funny. This is like, it's so surreal to look at these things and be like, this was a part of my body for 10 years. It's like being able to hold an organ and be like, whoa. So this was removed. I mean, this is a surreal moment, and it's so cool to be able to share it with you guys. I mean, you guys might not be feeling all like totally surreal like I feel like it is, but I feel like it's stripping me out. So thanks for sharing this moment with me. Okay, Patricia, you know what this feels like, girl. You know what it feels like to open up the bag of your own toxic titties, you know, that come out of this biohazard bag. Biohazard. Do not put this in your body, whatever you do. All right. This one is my left one. So because when I got my boobs done, and women all know this, and men do too, like we're all pretty asymmetrical. My right breast was bigger than the left one, which is one of the reasons I got my breast implants, was to even them out. So my left one was bigger, and this is my left one. So don't let me switch them. Okay, so look, watch, here, I'll do it again. See how sticky? I can't, it's stuck. This is the gel bleed of why so many women get sick. It sticks to plastic, and they're plastic. We're all talking about not putting plastic on or in and around our bodies because BPA is a xenoestrogen, and it spikes up estrogen levels in our body. And estrogen is the thing that grows cancer, it grows tumors, it grows cysts, it grows fibroids, and it causes a lot of depression, and it changes like our gender orientation. It causes a lot of problems. So plastic titties inside of us all the time, estrogen dominance, and all the other associated diseases. It's just nuts. Yeah. So so you didn't feel any loss faster than they removed. I don't know what you mean by that, Colleen. Yeah, yeah. So here's my left one, and here's my right one, these two jellyfish. Let me show you the scale. So I put the scale right here. Let me just put this down so you can see the numbers. So right here, you can see that it's on 0, right? Can everybody see that? There we go. Okay. And turn this so you guys can see how heavy they are. Because everybody's like, how much did they weigh? Can you see how much they weigh? Let me see if I can turn this light off, or maybe I'll move and you guys can see a little bit better. Yeah, you can see that it's like over 1 pound, right? Can you guys see that? Let me like pull it up too. I don't know if you can see. Yeah. They're just a little over 1 pound. So that may not sound like a lot to you guys. That may not sound like a lot, 2 extra pounds, but when they live over your heart, this is what it does to your shoulders. One of the things, dang it, now I forgot which one's my right one and my left one. Oh, well, I guess it doesn't matter. It's 2 pounds on this thing, and they just stick. Look at it. They stick to each other. They just stick. They stick. Look at it. They stick. Playing with my boobs. Oh, so sorry. I mean, did you fall apart? Feel a part of you is missing? Oh, girl, yes. Yes, what I did the third day, when I got out of the shower, the third day, it was my first time revealing myself to myself in the mirror. I was in the shower, I was shaving my legs, I looked at my boobs, and I had like a moment where I started like crying, and I melted down, and I was like, I don't recognize my body. My boobs look different from when I first got them. What have I done to myself? How could I have ever thought that I needed to cut myself open, like the equivalent of a bear attack, to put these things in to feel better about myself? My God, I'm so sorry, body. And then I started crying. And then my mom didn't know what to say or do, because then I was like, I wouldn't say I was hysterical, but I started to feel like the weight of the pressure for all these women to continue to cut themselves open and spend tens of thousands of dollars over and over again to feel beautiful. Like, why can't we feel beautiful without all the alterations? And then, you know, now the next generation of little girls is seeing that that's what we need to do at the age of 14, 15, 16, before they're even done with puberty, they're getting boobs. So they're not even done developing yet, you know? So I just started crying, and I started feeling the weight of society, and not just women, but all of us men, and what men are taught of what a woman should look like, and then the pressure that he feels that she should be hot and have big tits, and like, how do you convey that? I just felt the worldly pressure for all of us to conform and fit in or stand out. So yeah, I've been slowly but surely, now I'm almost 2 weeks post-recovery, post-surgery, and I feel really good about my body. I feel very much more at home in myself. And I want to share the other 2 things. So the first thing I wanted to share with you guys is that, like, yes, the pressure and blockage they create is a price not worth paying. That's personally how I feel too, Barry. And this is, again, not a judgment to anybody who has them. This is just an eye-opener to anybody who's considering them or has them and doesn't realize what they might be doing to their body. Because so many women are getting extremely sick and dying with these things in them. They would rather die looking beautiful in a casket than to get these things removed and to have to feel like they are less than with a smaller breast size. And that is just so sad to me. And my mission in sharing this with you guys is to help to spread the love, to really feel what self-love is, and to show other by leadership what it looks like to love your body truly, and be a stand for self-love, and be a stand for body positivity, and coming out of the closet and revealing to other people the things that have taught them really big lessons that, yeah, I could sit here and feel guilty about doing this to my body, which I hear so many women attached to guilt, that I did this to my body, and then they stay there and they suffer because we have these thoughts that, you know, we need to feel guilty in order to feel alive. And maybe we saw our parents, you know, act out of guilt, and we feel like in order to fit in the family, we have to express that we feel guilty about ourselves doing what we did. But I'm here to share with you guys, here's a permission slip. My toxic titty is a permission slip to get yourself out of prison, the prison of the perception that you need to suffer, that you need to feel guilty for doing things. Here is the permission slip to say, you know what? These implants and putting these in my body and destroying my body was the best thing that I could have ever done, because it taught me what real self-love and self-acceptance is. So I am so grateful I went down this path. I'm so grateful I cut myself open and turned my body into a waste dump with these things. So we can shift our perspective on anything. We can say, I'm in misery, or we can say, I'm in manifestation. I'm going to change this perspective. So it's always how we see it. It's not what happens to us. It's how we see it and what we make it mean. So what I've made these things mean to me is the greatest liberation from all of the suffering that I had inside of myself that told me I wasn't enough. And now I know I am. Now I know I'm worthy of love without plastic tits inside of me. And then I can be a winner no matter what size I am. And it's the same thing that I want to impart upon you guys. And you know what? If you need to get breast implants or any kind of body alterations for you to finally one day wake up to realize that you are perfect as you are, then so be it. Sometimes these lessons cost us lots of money. This one costed me $30,000. But guess what? It's so worth it. It was so worth it to me. So worth it to me to go through this journey, and it hurt so bad, and I felt so alone so many times, but now I'm here and I'm on the other side of it, and I've been waiting for this moment for a year now. So it's, yeah, self-love. I fat shame myself all the time. I know, Grace, I know we are all worthy of love no matter what. This is what society wants us to feel shitty about ourselves, because then we're disconnected from our heart, and if we're disconnected from ourselves, then we can't connect to each other, and then we're at war. And when we're at war, it makes for great stories in the tabloids. It makes for great profits for the people who benefit from our self-loathing. But they are winning. They are winning when we are self-loathing. So just remember that. You know, if you're competitive, like I know you are, Grace, you'd be like, you know what? I don't want them to win anymore. I want to win. I want to win this game called life. I want to be the winner of the award that calls myself beautiful. I want to be the person that looks myself in the mirror and says, I love you. I don't need anybody else to approve that. I love you. I love you wrinkles. I love you fat rolls. I love you crevices. I love you imperfections and dimples and cellulite. I love all of you. I love you mediocre sized penis, or whatever the heck you think yourself is. I love you indented belly button. I love you butt chin. I love you saggy jowls. I love you big ears. I love you bald head. You know, whatever. I love you, you know, hairy chest. I love you. I love all of you. And then when you love yourself and you radiate that to that world, they will all love you the same. And if they judge you for how you look, it's their own internal judgment of themselves projected onto you, you see? So yes, when we are separated from our own love and divinity, we become better consumers and war mongers. Very well said, Barry. So here's my 3 key points, you guys, in closing. When you put 2 pounds of toxic tit bags on your boobs like this, it rolls your shoulders forward. It causes all kinds of back pain, and we're carrying this weight around, and now we're like shy. And this posture, I don't know if you guys watch Tony Robbins and whatever. Tony has some tabloids going on right now, but Tony Robbins talks a lot about posture. So do a lot of people. This posture is a sign of I'm closed off. This posture is a sign of I'm confident. And people who stand like this actually produce like 30% something more testosterone, which is a sign of confidence. That's a really high number. So women are always wondering, like, well, I don't have a sex drive. I got these tits so that I could have like be more sex, you know, sex desired, but like I'm sitting here like this, and that's not showing the sign of I am confident. Look at me. I am a goddess and I feel myself. Do you feel me radiate? Yes. Awesome. Maybe we can make some love, right? So I can roll my shoulders back now. Heck yes. So I did want to share something about that with like posture, right? So the weight of these things, my second point To, of course, my first point being that these things are huge and they roll your shoulders forward and they affect your posture negatively. The second thing I learned this week, which is totally crazy, check this out. So you guys know we have like pectoral muscles and they look like this. They attach from here on the humerus and they go down here toward your rib cage, right? So I didn't know this, and they don't tell women this when we get our implants installed. Your pectoral looks like this. They literally have to cut these parts right here so that this can happen and this can expand like this. So we actually lose the lower part of our pectoral muscle because it's not used. It recesses back like this, never to grow back again. Yeah, we lose muscles that can't grow back. We can't get it back. I was pissed when my doctor told me that, because I was like reading my surgery report and he's like, you know, her pectoral muscle was significantly retracted back and I had to this and I had to reattach it to the humerus, and her breast implant was attached down into her ribs and I had to pull it off of her ribs. And I'm just like, oh my God, like what are we doing to ourselves? Like what? So I lost that function. And what does that mean for us? And why is this significant? Because for me as a yoga teacher, I mean, I used to teach yoga, I teach it during our retreats and stuff. So come to Greece with us, you guys, this October 14th through 20th. Me and Lemon are leading an amazing retreat. So if you're a woman who wants to celebrate their freedom and explant to joy, whatever, it doesn't matter, whatever you're celebrating, come with us. So I'll be leading us through some flows of yoga and I'll get to feel my body in a different way. So when we do things, I'm just gonna turn to the side. When we do things like Cobra, you guys know what I'm talking about with Cobra, whenever we're doing like pressing poses like this and lifting our body up, so we're doing pressing and we're lifting like this, I've always felt like I couldn't press and lift. I couldn't get up. Oh my God, this even feels different right now. Oh my God, this feels different, you guys. Whoa. Okay, the reason it feels different is because now these muscles here, my hip flexors and my psoas muscles, feel like they have more freedom. Whereas before I could never push upward facing dog because these things were pulling me down. So now that we don't have these parts of our muscle, it's still going to be more difficult to do like up, press up, because these muscles are gone. So it's something to consider that if you are getting implants or are getting them out, that you won't get that muscle back. So what you do is you have an overcompensated muscle right here in your pecs. So what this does is when this overcompensates, it pulls our shoulders forward. So it's a very significant and impactful postural thing. So if you guys are listening, hi Dina. If you guys are listening and you're a personal trainer, or if you're a yoga teacher, or if you're a physical therapist, or if you're a doctor, or anything where you're working with people, it's so important for you to know this for your patients, your clients, your students, whomever, because you got to know that if you're adjusting them, if you're training them, if you're teaching them, that there's certain things that women who have breast implants physically, structurally cannot do. So forcing their body to do something that it can't because it's limited, you're possibly going to cause more injury. So what you can do, like if you're let's say if you're even a massage therapist, you can know where their body is deformed because of the things that have been cut out of us, yeah? And also know that when we have these kinds of postures, what it's gonna do and the kinds of muscles and bones and tendons and organs that are out of place because of it, because our ribs are pulling those things. So I, for one, have been going back to my chiropractor, getting all kinds of adjustments, and he's always like, your ribs are always out. I'm like, oh, I know it's these things, these breast implants, because they go down like this, they pull on our ribs and everything gets pulled forward like this. So thank you, Alyssa. I appreciate that, sister. So these are things that, I don't know, if I was told these things, if you guys were told these things before you got implants, would you think twice? Would you still get implants? Those are all the questions. We can't look back and go, oh, I never would have ever gotten those things. And we can't say that. I probably still would have gotten them. I don't know, because I was insecure at that point. I wanted to win my pro card. So that's the second thing, is that we lose these muscles and we never, ever, ever, ever get them back. Okay. Now the third thing, and well, let me just finish the second thing. The second thing is also when we lose these muscles here, it's also very difficult to use our core muscles, our core strength all the way. And every woman's different, but it is statistically, anatomically, physically, structurally proven that when you don't have these lower pectoral muscles, it affects your core strength, because when you're pulled forward like this, it's hard to engage into your core, okay? Thank you, Teresa, I appreciate that. I'm wondering, do I look different, you guys? Do I look different? You keep saying look awesome, but I wonder if you guys didn't know if I removed my breast implants, if you would know the difference. But thank you, that's so sweet. I appreciate your recognizing my maybe my radiance, maybe I just am glowing differently. I don't know. So the third thing is, and this is the new FDA hot off the press information that my surgeon was super excited to tell me about, is that, you know, for so long, the FDA was not listening to us. The FDA thought we were just crazy. They thought that breast implant illness and symptoms of it were rare. They thought ALCL, which is a rare type of cancer that we're proving that is not as rare, was only associated with silicone, you know, with textured implants, was only associated with this, and now we're finding is that all this stuff has been myths and lies. There are other countries that are now banning breast implants because they know how toxic these things are. The USA is the only country that is like, yeah, we'll see. We'll keep, you know, letting you guys be the lab rats. So I personally have a major problem with us being the lab rats, with everything that Big Pharma is okay with now. And I'm not okay with it. Thank you, Alyssa. I appreciate that. So here's the deal. And this is what my surgeon told me. Because they're listening to us and they see how sick women are getting from these things and how much better they feel when they're out. So this is not a lie. This is not just a tribe of women just trying to complain and take out the FDA, you know. This is women who've been very sick, and I can say this for myself. They did a study, and they found that, let me just do a little anatomical lesson here for you guys. So, and I'll show you the videos of what my surgery looked like and all the stuff he cut out of me and what's called your body when your body sees these things come into you. Okay, what it does is the body goes, oh my God, that's not native. That's not the real human DNA. That's not us. We have to protect it. So what the body will do is, it looks like a hamburger. The body will form what's called a capsule around the implant. And that is to wall off the implant, the non-native piece inside of the body, so that it doesn't come into contact with the DNA microbes, the DNA of the human body, right? So inside the body, it looks like this, and then it forms this hamburger-looking capsule around it. Are you guys with me? What happens is, this is what they just found out. They're like, why are so many women having problems? Why are so many women's immune system going low? Why are so many women getting autoimmune disease? Why are so many women dying? Why are so many women getting these rare forms of cancer? Why are so many women getting better, right? Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. My face, I look exactly like oh, that's so cool. You look exactly like I remember my friend Diane that I haven't seen in person in forever. Cool. Well, that means that since you haven't seen me in 15 years, that I have reversed age 15 years in 2 weeks. Is that what you're saying? So anyway, what's happening with these women with breast implants is that in between this capsule that the body so intelligently creates and builds around the implant, trapped bacteria get stuck in here. And why is this significant? Because our immune system goes, uh-oh, we can sense there's some kind of bacteria somewhere in the body. So it triggers the immune system, which is literally 80% of it is housed in the gut. So you're in your gut, your secretory IgA goes, oh, we got to release a bunch of white blood cells and T regulatory killers, and we got to send a bunch of stuff over there to get rid of that bacteria, right? So your immune system's like, we're doing our job. We're sending in the troops. We're getting rid of the bacteria. So it goes over there, and it's like looking, and kind of like a sperm trying to get into the egg. It's like trying to penetrate that shell, the block, the capsule that your body has formed around this, but it's too thick, and it can't penetrate that can't penetrate the capsule your body's created around your implants. So now here's your immune system. It's trying. Guess what happens, you guys? When an immune system has to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, decades after decades after decades after decades, the immune system goes, I've been trying. I can't do anything to help this girl. I know there's bacteria in there, but I can't get to it. So the immune system gets really tired. And eventually, when we're exposed to bacteria and parasites and fungus and viruses everywhere, now our immune system is so tired from trying to fight these things out and the bacteria inside of them that it can't fight off all of these things that we're exposed to on a regular basis. There's bacteria all over the fruits and vegetables we eat. It's not a bad thing. It's just part of these things that we eat. There are all kinds of bacteria, E. coli, in the meats that we're eating. It's naturally occurring. They're not the dangerous ones. They're naturally occurring. There are parasites on our animals. You know, there's like worms in our dogs and our cats, and we have this great relationship with them. But if we have a poor immune system, because it's no longer able to fight because it's tired, because it's fighting all the time, then now we become the parasite. We catch the worm, we catch the virus, we catch that bug that's going all around, right? So the point is that when they tested these women, they not only found that there were bacteria living inside of the capsule and in between the capsule and the implant, they found that there were 10 bacteria strains. 10, not 1, not 2, 10. And furthermore, they found that it wasn't in a small percentage of women that they found these bacteria. They found them in 100% of the women who they tested. Is this not revolutionary and statistically significant for all of us to consider the health ramifications of self-loathing because of what society programs us to believe that we need to want for ourselves to feel beautiful, to feel badass, to feel like that we're worthy of love and attention? What's it really worth? What is your health worth to know that you will be riddled with bacteria that your body can't fight? To think about the relationship to your body and to think how hard your beautiful immune system is trying to work so hard to protect you, but it just can't. Your immune system can't even do its job. And this is what I see all day long, you know, with women. I've seen women dying this year, friends of mine, suicide attempts, literally people going crazy with breast implants, autoimmune disease, lupus, MS, extreme hair loss, depression, can't get out of bed, chronic fatigue, major skin allergies, major skin rashes, lots of parasites, lots of pathogens, and an inability to recover from them no matter what they do, no matter if they're the healthiest person in the world like I was. So this is my message for everybody, that these things are heavy, they're hormonally sucking, and they are head fogging. And I have no regrets whatsoever. But I am happy that I got to learn all of these things so I can share them with you. And we can help the next generation. And you guys can pass on this information and tag your friends and share this with people who need to hear it, so that we could all realize that the moment that we come together and we find a home in our hearts, then we're all coming together back home to each other. First starting with self. So now that the FDA knows this and that there's this much bacteria living inside of us, it's probably going to change a lot of things. And the first one it's going to change is that now the types of surgeries that they are creating and offering to women, just like what I did, is fat transfer is going to become the now most popular breast augmentation that there is. It'll take time. It'll take us sharing this message with everybody. But what I'm telling you right now is these fat transfers, when you have fat sucked from the areas that you don't want it and put it here, I mean, come on. Even if we were not culturally programmed, we love to have boobs. So it's pretty amazing that we have this technology now, that we can keep our own fat tissue, put it here, look more amazing, feel more amazing, and never have to add any kind of synthetic anything in our body that kills us like these things do. And not everybody reacts the same, I'll tell you that right now. But what I will say is the women that I know who have had chronic infections and have been giving antibiotic after antibiotic after antibiotic, and it works until it doesn't, until they get sick again, these antibiotics can't penetrate the walls either. And what that then causes is antibiotic resistance. And we have a major problem with antibiotic resistance now in the world, predominantly from the Western world, in the onset of overprescribing. It is now said that 80–90% of prescription medications for antibiotics are overprescribed and are actually harming people. And so this, for 10% of the women who have breast implants, needs to be known. So before you take that next pill, before you add breast implants, before you allow someone to install, inject any kind of foreign object inside of you, I want you to do your homework. I want you to do your research. What's in this? Where did it come from? What kind of studies have been done? What are other people experiencing? And this is going to be completely off grid. FDA is not going to tell you this. You go ask people, hey, how do you feel about this stuff? But really look at the shadow side and the light side. Look at both sides of the equation. Our ego, if we want it, we're going to be like, oh yeah, I want boobs. So we're going to look for all the light. We're going to ignore the shadow because we're only going to want to see what we want to see. But this is truth. And this is my truth. And this is consistent to what I'm seeing across women all across the board who come to us that are not feeling well, that are ill. And then we remove these things and their life transforms radically. So I'm going to share a couple of things with you guys here. If there are people who are being tagged, if you guys, we have a Facebook group, there's over 2,000 women in it right now. And we're doing something on this Tuesday called Toxic Titty, Toxic Titty Tuesday. It's going to be called Titty Tuesdays. And we're going to answer anybody's questions. Like, is it really my breast implants causing this? What are my options to get my breast implants removed? When I do remove them, what options do I have to detox? What should I do after? Because it's not just about removing the implants. There's a lot of work we have to do after that because your body has been compromised for a long time. Your immune system needs to be rebuilt. Your hormones need to be reharmonized. Your body needs to be detoxed because there's so many toxins now, silicone, heavy metals, plastic that are now inside of your lymph nodes, which is why you have all this swelling all over your body. And why it feels like you have acne and you can't get rid of it because you've got maybe lymphoma, lymphedema, inflammation, inability to lose weight. This is all chronic and constant across the board when we see women with breast implant illness. And that's why we created the TITS method. We're helping you guys remove the obstacles that are standing in the way of you becoming your breast self. Toxicity, infection, which infections in the gut, trauma, and shame. So we address all the things, the mind, body, spirit, and the physical body, then we can transform. So I'm going to share two things with you guys, and the link's up above. One is for the free Facebook group. Join us on Tuesday. You could ask any questions. You could ask questions prior to. We're here for you guys. And it's only for women, of course. And then the second thing is if you guys have an inclination to talk to us about this, how do I do this? Like, what's going on? How do I feel better? What do I do now that I know what I know? How do I know if it's this? And how do I do the proper lab testing? Because there's not very many. I have not seen any doctor practitioner who really knows how to dive into all of this and address the body in its whole totality, because this is such a new concept. This is such a new disease and illness that is still barely even being acknowledged by the FDA. So before you go out and get a bunch of blood tests with a doctor who's never experienced this, or maybe has and does some foundational stuff, talk to us, because there's a lot of misinformation out there about breast implant illness and toxicity and how to remove them properly and how to clean the body up thereafter and how to heal and restore the body. Teresa, I'm going to put the links. Let me see here. I'm going to actually put both right here for you. I'll put them in the comments, and then what I'm going to do is I will also put them in the description later. So there's two things I just put there. There's the Reversing Breast Implant Illness group, which is our Facebook group. And then the other one is if you want to schedule a consultation with us to talk to you about if there's a way that we can help you. We can't help everybody, but the people who really are at the point where they're like, I'm done feeling this way and I really want to get to the other side of this. And I want to be able to do a video like Diane and hold my boobs, hold my toxic tits in front of the whole world. So let's talk. You don't have to hide behind the shame of once upon a time having breast implants and once upon a time feeling like you needed to do something to alter your body to feel better. And all of it's okay. There's no shame here from me to you. There's no judgment whatsoever. I'm just here to help whoever wants to rise up and is asking for this kind of support. So this has been a long video. I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to go eat some broccoli and bone broth. And what else do I got? Sweet potato fries. My body is like loving all the nourishment I'm giving it. It's also that much more important that when you go through the explant surgery, I created the whole formula for this because I went through this myself that I'm going to now share with everybody else. So I want to get you guys on the expedited path to healing and feeling better fast, because what I see is so many women explant and then they don't do anything. They eat a little healthier. They do like a candida cleanse or something thinking that that's the thing, but it's still not. It's still very, very superficial. We got to dive way deep and we got to clean out the heavy metals in your body. That takes some time. It takes 1 to 2 years to detox, sometimes longer. And some women just don't get that. They remove the implants, they're like, okay, I'm done. I should feel better now. Not the case at all. So we're busting a ton of myths in this Facebook group for you guys because we want you guys to know the truth, and then you guys can make your own choice, right? So we can't save everybody. Our goal is not to save you. Our goal is to help you and to teach you how to save yourself so that the stuff you learn now can be stuff that you can learn and keep with you for a lifetime. And then the second part of all of this is once you detox your body, we have to heal and restore your gut. Many women's gut tissues are destroyed. We see a lot of infections. Lots of ANA, anti-nuclear antibodies. And these are things that predispose us And that's the precursor to autoimmune disease. And we can see, are you on the path toward autoimmune disease, and see that you're trending toward that, and prevent that from happening 10 years before it does. Because doctors need to see antibodies and tests before they can diagnose you. But when we see ANA, we're like, whoa, wait a second, your body's obviously in a self-attack mode. Let's pull you off of that ledge. We can actually prevent and reverse autoimmune disease. We can put it into remission. All of this is possible, but our doctors are not telling us this because they're not trained to teach you that they are. They're trained to teach you to take a drug, right? So it's nobody's fault. It's just this information's over here and this information's over here. And then you get to weigh out, who you get information from and who you listen to. But I want you to be able to listen to your heart. I want you to be able to listen to the whispers of your body and your temple, and be able to decode your symptoms of your body and understand what they're trying to tell you. Because your symptoms are not here to hurt you or harm you or hold you back. Your symptoms are here to share with you a very powerful lesson of what your body's trying to say. And it might be, Mom, my gut is destroyed down here. I need you to listen. And an antibiotic may not be able to, like I said, get to the bacteria that are trapped between your capsule and your implant. So again, no judgment, all love. I love you if you have breast implants or not, but I'm just here to spread the truth and to be the voice of possibility that this could be what some women are going through. So again, if you are a health practitioner, if you're a leader out there, you owe it to your people to know this stuff. And then if you're like, you know what, this sounds like something that one of my clients or patients or whomever is experiencing, just refer them over to me. I'll put them in our Facebook group and we can help them in whatever way. I just want to be here to serve. Because a year ago, I didn't know what was going on. And it was a very lonely journey. But I'm so glad I went through it, because I'm a stronger person now, a much stronger person now. And I'm so grateful that God chose me for this path. Just like God chooses you for whatever path and purpose and passion and pain that you have to go through to see it to the other side to help other people. So yeah, I'm in my joy, I'm in my bliss, and I love all of you. And thank you guys so much for supporting me and seeing me through all of this, and caring and sharing and sending me messages to see how I'm doing. I really feel loved. And because of the love that I feel like I'm getting from you, I'm able to love you back that much harder. So Sarah, my partner in crime, just joined. Sarah Filippi, she is an RN, and she is she's an FDN like me, and she is an explant warrior. So she's been through exactly what I've been through too, and she's been helping women do this for 2 years, whereas I'm just starting out with the other side of it. But I've been helping women do a lot of this stuff for 8 years in my practice. So it's just a little bit of a different breed with breast implants, a little bit of a different type of support. So one size does not fit all. One size does not fit all. Men, could you imagine if these were like the size of testicles that, let's put some testicles, and I'm like, what? Whoa, that'd be some heavy testicles. All the crazy stuff we do to our body. Oh God, even lap bands, even hip replacements. Yeah, you guys got to watch The Bleeding Edge. I'm going to go throw these off a building and see if they break. Anyway, I'm glad that they didn't break me. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. And if this inspires anybody and whoever needs to hear it, share it. We will see you in our Facebook group on Tuesday for Titty Tuesday to answer any questions that any of you guys have. Otherwise, we will talk to you on the phone or whatever if you guys need some inspiration on what to do next, because you don't have to go about this alone. Okay, bye. Love you guys.